Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my video series where we're taking a look at the digital farming system in Second Life. Today we're going to talk about how to tend to your crops and water them, how to plant and harvest. We're also going to look at how to tend to cows and feed them and water them, and what to do with fertilizer. I hope you enjoy this short video. Most, if not all, of your plants will be grown in dirt or water fields such as these, as crops. To water these, you're going to need access to the water well that came in the starter pack. The DFS water well is going to be your main source of water for all of your farming needs, for watering crops and for tending to animals. To use this water well, simply have it resed out in the world, and then you left click, and you can either get a barrel size amount of water or you can get the bucket size. The barrel will be for crops and animals, and the smaller bucket will be for cooking. We're going to choose a barrel. Make your selection, and then the well will tell you to sit. And now we're getting water. It just takes a few seconds. Once the water is obtained, you will receive it in your inventory, and your character will stand up again. And now we just wait on the vendor to deliver it. And there we have our item. When you have your water barrel, you can either res it out directly next to the plant or animal you wish to water, or you can store it in a water tower like this one. This is an extra item and does not come included in the starter pack. To stock up the water in a water tower, simply res it next to the tower and wait. The tower will then absorb the water. Each water barrel costs 100 water. You can repeat this process as many times as you like to stock up on all the water that you could possibly want. Next, we're going to talk about actually planting the crops, using seeds and the dirt fields. Each seed in the digital farming system has a different grow time. The hay, as you can see here, has the grow time of 1 day and 12 hours. To plant this seed, simply click on the dirt field. And first, we need to add water and fertilizer. So you'll need to have fertilizer resed here and the seeds resed here. Doesn't have to be in that position, but as long as they are close to the field, it will pick them up and it should work. So now we click fertilize. The field is now fertilized, and we click water. And then it's going to search for water, and our nearest water source is that water tower that we were just filling moments ago. And now the field has 100% water. And now we can plant the seed by left-clicking again, click plant. It will search for seeds, and it finds the hay, so you click hay, and now your seeds are planted. The last thing you need to do is tend to the garden. So you left-click and tend, and then it'll unlock a sit animation, and now we're tending the garden. It can be a slow process, but you can buy an extra item called the trowel. When you wear that trowel, you will do this process 500 times faster than you normally would. When you reach 100% tended, you will stand up again. And that is your seed planted. You then have 1 day and 12 hours before you can harvest it. During that time, you will need to make sure you water it and tend it daily. Next, we're going to talk about harvesting your crops. After all that hard work, who wouldn't like a fresh cup of coffee? We're going to be harvesting coffee seeds and onion seeds. To harvest your crops, simply click on the crop and click Harvest. After you have left-clicked and chose Harvest, you then have to left-click again on the now unlocked Sit animation. Then you will harvest your crops. Now we just wait for the vendor to send the item. It really is as simple as that. And there we have our coffee seed and our coffee basket. Now you can keep the coffee basket for cooking, and you can replant the coffee seed. Now let's harvest the onions. Just left-click the onions, click Harvest again, and it will unlock the Sit animation, and you harvest your onions. And then again, simply just wait on the item to be delivered. And now we have our onion basket and onion seeds. This is the process you will do on repeat when farming in Second Life. And I would normally sit and I would do the entire field, but we're going to keep it short for this video. Next, we will talk about tending to trees and bushes. The apple tree, which you get in the starter pack, is very easy to tend to. Just left-click, water, and it will take water from your water tower. Next, left-click, and you click Prune. Then it will unlock the Sit animation. And for this type of plant, when you're sitting, you will then click the Care button on your HUD. And now we're at Care 3 out of 3. And that's it for the tree. Next, let's do the berry bush. This one needs harvesting. So we're just going to left-click, click Harvest, and then click to do the Sit animation, and then wait for the item to be delivered. Tending to this type of plant will be the same. Just give them water, and ensure that you have them on 3 out of 3 care. To do so, ensure that you click the Care button on the HUD. And now we have our item, the berry basket. And that's basically it for trees and bushes. Next, we'll talk about tending to your cows. This also applies with other animals. Cows will require happiness, food, and water. To tend to a cow to bring up its happiness, you will need to brush the animal. To do this, just left-click the cow, click on Brush, and as long as you're wearing the animal brush that you buy at the main store, you can brush the animal. Just left-click to activate the Sit animation. While in this animation, click the Care button, and you'll want to fill that up until you stand. Cows will cap out at a happiness of 80%. To feed and water the animal will require the wooden water trough that comes with the starter kit. And then from the hay that you grow and harvest, we will be making a hay bale to keep the cow fed. Let's go do that now. If you find yourself in the position where you need to make a hay bale, it just requires the hay pile that you receive when you harvest your hay. You're going to click the Craft button, find the recipe at the digital farming website or any recipe book that you can find that you can buy, and you just add the hay pile to slot number 8. So we'll left click the hay pile, left click the 8, and click use. Next you're just going to left click on the feed mill. And it takes 1 minute to make a hay bale. And now the hay bale is done. Just left click the feed mill again. And then you wait for the vendor to send the item. And there's our hay bale. Let's go back up to the farm and feed our cow. Now that we're back up at the farm, we can raise the hay bale in front of the cow. This will keep your cow happy and fed. And as it happens, as the cow eats the hay, you will begin to produce fertilizer. When the fertilizer is ready, you will begin to produce fertilizer. When the fertilizer is ready, you will see that the text is in orange. Just left click the cow and click waste. And then just wait for the vendor to send the item. That was just the very basics, barely scratching the surface of what you can do with planting and harvesting and the many different types of crops and animals that you can own. In our next video, we will talk about what you do with this harvest, with cooking and crafting items. I hope you found this short video helpful, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, happy farming.